you've seen than anyone I think I've ever met. Raju Kolluru, going to at Loyola University next year.
Forgive me, this is a little longer than it's supposed to be, but for the many years I've been here, it's hard to compile it into so many pages. For the past 13 years, I've been coming to this event group. On this podium, not exactly, I've heard speeches from UMLY greats that have taught me so much in their tenure here. They include Evan Reed, Matt Selig, John Keogh, Nick Grasser, Matt Lemonade, and Shannon Roth. It never occurred to me that one day I'd be standing up here speaking about my time at UMLY and passing on my words for the future. Before I start talking about my coaches, I have to thank the people that brought me here today. My parents, and my brother, and my sister. Amma and Nana. You've always been so supportive of my swimming, driving me to the meets that are very far away, or just driving me to practice up the road. Clearly sports does not run in our family. But instead of being like a lot of people who surround us, when school became a problem, you never took away the one thing I love most, which is swimming. Charlie, that's worthy. Although I may tease you a lot, the reality is I've always been a little jealous of you and Amna. You have such a bright future ahead of you, and with the many things you do, and I can't wait to see and be a part of it. Amna, that's Rudy. I knew if you were able to make nationals, that I could too. You're such a hard worker, and I'm glad that has passed on to me. And I'm so happy that you were able to end your swimming career on such a high note. I wish you were here to hear me say this, but you have been a huge part of my success. I love you guys so much. I started swimming at UMLY when I was 5. I started at the bottom in Coach Karen's mini/pre-type group. Long story short, I learned how to swim from Coach Karen because of her knowledge and care to make children better at what they later learned to love. Thank you, Karen, for everything, and I'll never forget the miracles you have done for me. After leaving the warm and ever so relaxing A pool, I moved to the big boy B pool at around age 8. I started swimming with Coach Ann. After learning how to swim, this is where I learned how to swim fast, and was constantly yelled at to swim efficiently and smart. Haven't necessarily learned it yet, but I've come a long way, and that could never have been without the help of Coach Ann. I won't ever forget the wonderful things you taught me, both in and outside the pool, and I'm going to miss you very much next year. Jamie, you taught me how to do the one thing that I feel keeps me alive in this sport and in life as a whole, and that is hard work. Although a few years ago, and even now, I may still complain about one of your thresholds, I am so very thankful that I went through them and can see how much they've helped me. I really am going to miss your sarcasm and knowledge next year at Loyola. But I am glad that when I come back next year to see the people I love, it will include you standing behind the lane with your khakis and blue button-down, or jeans, and a Georgetown sweatshirt, eating corn nuts, and holding your ultra-fast confidence-boosting stopwatch. Thankfully, for my last 2 years in Jamie's group, I had the honor of being coached by Danielle, Dryland Queen. I'm really glad you came to UMLY, not only because you brought 2 really cool kids who I'm proud to call my friends, but you also brought your care and knowledge, which made me a better athlete, student every day I left the pool. Thank you. Lastly, after going from learning to swim, to swimming fast, to swimming hard, I made my final stop. It was joining the national team, where I had to decide and think to myself what I needed to do in order to do what I've always wanted, swim in college. Glenn, Al, and Catherine made that dream a reality for me. Al, you've done so much for me, both mentally and as a swimmer. In the weight room and in the pool, I'm not necessarily known for having the best technique, but you've helped me overcome that, and it has had drastic improvements on my swimming. I'm so lucky to have had you as a coach, and I'm going to miss you a lot next year. Captain, as I said at Nationals, I'll say it now as well. That day after practice, before the start of summer, I will never forget you taking the time and talking to me as I came to you in shambles. If we had not talked that day, I don't know whether or not I would have been able to set the course for my summer training. Your warm heart and smile brings joy to everyone on the pool deck, and is something I'm truly going to miss next year in Baltimore. Before I get to Glenn, there is one last coach. He doesn't coach here anymore, but has also had a huge impact on my life. Carrie Smith. The summer of 2012, Carrie coached us and had lots of fun doing so. Every day she gave us motivation and taught us not to be afraid to go fast. 2012 Summer Nationals was more or less a breakout year for me. I had my first final swim and earned a spot on the final medley relay. A lot of that was Carrie's fly sets and a motivation before and after my race. I know you're not here, but I wish you best of luck and hope you continue to make an impact on your swimmers at UVA. Lastly, but definitely not least, Glenn. I can't even stand up here and begin to thank you for all you've done for me. You're the reason I'm able to continue doing what I love to do most next year, and that too at a place that's perfect for me. I'm not necessarily the most stable kid in the world, but regardless, whenever I see doors close in my life, you're right there to open new ones for me and guide me to success. When my life came crashing down last spring, you were there to pick me up, put me back on my feet, and take my first steps back to recovery. Whether it's in the pool, at school, or at home, you're there to help me fix my problems and show me that there's more to life than whatever there is bothering me. Likewise, you've also instilled your strength and confidence in me and helped me be the best teammate I could possibly be. Although it's sad to see you leave this fall, as a swim nerd, I know how exceptional the position is at Mercersburg. You'll be going places with your coaching, and I know one day I will see your name shine higher than it ever has been in the swimming world, and I can say, I was coached by him. He changed my life, and he will forever have a place in my heart. Thank you, Glenn, for everything. Before I close my speech, there are two more people who are not here today, but I just could not leave them out of my speech, and I just have to thank them. Shannon Roth and Allison Kirkley. Although you're at your respective colleges going on with your college lives and swimming up storms in the pool, you both always took the time to talk to me whenever I needed you. Shannon, you helped me get past my slump at high school districts and while I was making my college choice, while you, Allison, helped me get past anything at school that was holding me down. You were both very special to me, and I can't wait to see you guys succeed through life. As my time here comes to an end and I open a new chapter in my life, I am forever grateful for the coaches and teammates I've met along my journey. 50 years down the line, I can honestly say I'll never forget this team and the people who have been there with me from the bottom. I hope in the years to come, I see people like Brendan, David, Luke, Brian, and Lexi lead the team as people before them have. See Ben and Maddie compete on the national stage. See Emily serve the country as a member of the Navy. See Abby make someone's day better. See Colin doing the hula in Hawaii while also serving our country. See Keith and kill it in dorm meets together in Baltimore. See Corey one day coaching as his mom does so well. See Nikki be a special friend to a lucky group of people at Boston University. See Alex Schoen photograph my wedding as well as his own wedding. See Henry Chang smiling every day, and see Lucas's hard work and love for this sport and the people around him pay off. Michael, I'll see you every day next year. To the younger kids, you are the future of this team. Learn from these coaches and these two tables. They are very wise people. The one thing I can tell you in my 14 years here is to not swim to satisfy anyone else but you. Don't worry about anyone else's swim but yours. And don't ever swim because you feel like you have to. Swim because you love to. I love you all. Thank you very much. Go UMLY.